Listen to this MSNBC panel. This is hilarious because they're out. They don't have self-awareness. I tell you this all the time. Political discourse in this day and age is always conducted from a place of emotion on the left because what they're dealing with is feelings over facts. They're not catering to an informed decision. They're just telling you anyone who opposes their worldview is some type of a harmful racist bigot who's hoping to encourage violence. Really quickly, in 2 sentences, think about the fight over biological men competing in biological women's sports. Okay, the people who oppose it don't say, kill them. They don't say, don't let them compete against women. They say, let them compete against their same biological gender or let them have their own division. Okay? Is that an attempt to attack these people? Is that an attempt to deny them access to sports? But that's how the Democrats characterize the argument because they're trying to get people emotional. That's the hook. Hey, they want to erase trans people. They want to kill them. Listen to what they just said. This guy says 3-year-olds shouldn't be able to chop their junk off. What kind of lunatic wouldn't let a 3-year-old chop his junk off? The truth is, none of us would have like a year ago. But that's how quickly the standard changes. There are transactional people who just want power. They don't stand for anything other than whatever sentiment they can weaponize to get themselves control. But when your whole business model is predicated on getting people emotional so they'll agree with you, sometimes you get yourself emotional in the process. And I make that point because I say this all the time on the show. When you operate from a place of emotion, it denies you the self-awareness that would otherwise tell you you sound like an idiot.
That's true. That is true.
So all of the Democrats pushing back against affirmative action today, they actually sound really racist. The New York Times tweet was in striking down affirmative action, the Supreme Court has ensured that colleges are going to get more white and more Asian, and more blacks and Latinos are going to be excluded from their ranks.
What the hell did you just say?
They didn't realize in the moment what that sounded like. Hey, if we just judge this equally, none of the black people are going to get in.
It's totally false.
I mean, that's racist. That is actually racist. You talk about the soft bigotry of low expectations. That's hard bigotry. Listen to this MSNBC panel because it's the craziest thing in the world. Okay, they just, once the ruling comes out, okay, they just start trashing Clarence Thomas. Oh, hell no. Start with Catherine Christian, clip 3.
How do you diversify without taking race into account? What are you diversifying? You're diversifying, people's income. Clarence Thomas, he has criticized affirmative action. That's one of the reasons why he graduated from Yale, and we know that's one of the reasons why he's on the Supreme Court.
But it's actually not one of the reasons. And the main reason why Clarence Thomas opposed affirmative action is he knew that liberals and other people would always be able to undercut his own academic achievements by saying, oh, he just got there because of the color of his skin. Okay, Clarence Thomas opposes affirmative action because he wants everyone, as he did, to earn their appointment to the court. There is a difference between people who get appointed because of their record and people who get appointed just because. And if you don't believe me, read a Clarence Thomas opinion and then go read a Ketanji Jackson Brown opinion that's clearly cut and pasted from Wikipedia. It's hilarious. But stick with me because here's Derek Johnson going in on Clarence Thomas a little more. Clip 4.
The worst thing about affirmative action is that it created a Clarence Thomas who benefited from the program and now is in a position where he's going to deny many young African-American talented individuals an opportunity. Historically, the problem has been that institutions of higher learning, corporations, companies, and other entities have denied well-qualified African-Americans and other individuals access in terms of admissions, employment, because of their race. And we were affirming the actions of past wrong deeds to ensure that we have a diverse population and not an apartheid reality in the United States.
That was absolutely dreadful.
An apartheid reality in the United States.
What would you do with a brain if you had one?
This is, I don't doubt this person's intelligent, but they're emotional right now. And it's denying them the self-awareness that should say, hey, you sound like a racist. Okay, this is going to deny many young African-American talented individuals an opportunity, meaning they can't get the grades? That's what you're saying. Why else would it deny them that? Because all of a sudden these schools are now, with just the blanket assumptions, well, they're racist. They're just not going to let black people in. Really, in the America we're living in right now, that voted overwhelmingly for a black president twice, okay, in the America we're living in right now, where we have a black female vice president, despite the fact that she's so dumb she studied for a COVID test, are we really just overnight now regressing back to the Jim Crow South because we're handing black people equality? Hardly. But that's the scam here, okay? They don't want equality. They don't want the barriers removed to equality because then it denies them to right to claim that everything's racist. Claiming everything's racist, you understand, is a phenomenal business model.